Oh, hello. And you might remember this if you've seen my last video. If you have not, and you didn't miss out on a lot, to say it like that. But we're gonna take a look at my creation here, which is, as I call it, a soil to scrap converter. This one is a little faster than the ones I've used in previous designs, like the windmill or the wind turbine farm I made on my survival world, or save, call it what you want. So yeah, it's very loud, so we can turn it on for a little bit. Where you need, for this, you basically only need the platforms around here, some soil in order to run soil centrifuges, and after that it's all just small printers and a hole. And make sure that they're on repeat, which is this button here. If it's not lighting up, then it's off. So you have to make sure that it's on. And when it's on, it's on. Second, when I built this, the first time I would have problems where I would dig this edge here a little bit too far in, so it wouldn't allow the printer wouldn't print anything because it didn't have enough ground for it. So yeah, there is two positives about this hole. First, you will not it will take a long time before you even get the trouble of canisters just running off so that it can't be reached by auto arms to pick it up. Second, it will, since I have it like a slope here, the canisters will roll down into the bottom, and after the auto arms pick it up. If this is turned off, then the hole will basically empty itself out. So if you get any canisters that get stuck on the outside, like I have gotten a few times, but I've patched it, but it could happen that maybe some canisters get stuck in like places like this, or more likely over here, if they get hit by another canister and doesn't quite have enough momentum left to make it down. So that could happen, and if that happens, then just add a little bit more soil in order to make it a slope that it will fall down. Now when you get like down here, it's not really a problem at around this level, because the auto runs will reach up there. But yeah, we can turn it off. So I have this little power switch here in order to manage a little bit how much it produces, since I have item pinches, or what you call them, and with those it's basically just infinite resin or any resource we. And with that it will also put out infinite resin and make infinite canisters. I think this can print like 3 to 4 canisters a second, which is certainly a lot, but yeah. If it's definitely possible to make this better. You can make a deeper hole, make the inner ring larger, and add multiple floors, but why is it running again? I turn it off. Just do that so it doesn't turn on again. And as you can see, it is very fast, and still most of it is not even running anymore. So yeah, now if you want to make it faster, then you can obviously fill up this entire hole, because when you use the survival method, you have to turn soil into resin, which takes a lot of time, and in that time all of the canisters will be printed up. So you will need a lot of these platforms, which for this case, in testing, like 6 is it's more than enough, but it's still not optimized properly. So here we are on the underside, and as you can see, there is quite a lot going on here. So first of all, let me explain what the inner part here is doing. Because this ring here is made purely for picking up the canisters that are inside of here. Or inside of the hole, you can say. So you have a hole, and then you have a hole outside the hole that basically AutoArms can pick up through a wall, so that doesn't... Physics doesn't matter here, to say it like that. It matters for you, but not for the AutoArms. Here just range that matters. And somehow this looks to be like... I think this is more like a loading problem than anything else, but I don't think the game is supposed to handle this much going on. So this is more like a loading problem where something goes wrong. I've had trouble with similar stuff on other builds, so yeah, nothing too new, but at the same time, it's just saying that you should not leave this running, or you should at least make sure that all of the canisters have either ended up in one of the shredders, or is turned into scrap and ended up in the resource canisters. But yeah. So there is 2 ways to make this faster. First, you can make it so that it picks up things a lot faster, which if you use survival, you must open packages in order to put down things, which is a little bit more problematic in creative, since you can just spawn in the things, but when you spawn in the things, then you can't clip them inside of the same hitbox, which if you open the packages of these platforms in order fast enough, then you can, instead of when you open a box, basically you first of all open a box as usual, and second, if you open another box, then it will basically be frozen in space. So when you have a box next to a platform that you're currently opening, and you don't open the box next to it, the box will be punched around like an item. If you open that box as well before the let's just call it table is done opening up, then a new box will not be punched around. So yeah, you can basically make it like twice the pickup capacity, even more, because of these big gaps here. But yeah, second, you can add a lot more of these shredders, which I'll just put in this amount for making proof of concept. If I'm gonna make it on like a save, a proper survival save, then I'll probably add more, but let's just say that I wouldn't be surprised if this thing could eat up the entirety of the solo in just a few days. Maybe max a few weeks, but yeah. If you optimize it, then it can definitely go that fast. So now on to the second part, why this is a little bit slower than it could be. So in order to make sure that the items get picked up at decent rates, then I had to combine 2 outputs into one resource canisters, and for that I only have one auto arm to pick up, transport it into a large resource canister, which can give a lot of problems. So now first you will have half the amount. You have double the amount of auto arms to pick up the scrap, and you have medium resource canisters to hold it afterwards. And yeah, after the large resource canisters, I have not made it any further. This is as far as the process on this project has gotten. But yeah, if you want to complete it, then you will probably need like 4 or 5 auto arms just picking up out of this one, but I think like 4 will be more than enough, since that's probably the max speed it can put out items with. So yeah. Here we have the power. It needs a butt ton of power. And lastly, before I leave this little explanation here, I think it's too in-depth, but yeah, it's a little bit better than last time. So we have these storage sensors on all of the medium canisters, because what happens if one of these fill up now, then the entire system will shut down, or start up again if you did as me and turn it back on after all of these activated. But yeah, that's just a design flaw. So yeah, all of these are connected into a button repeater here. That will send a signal up to the power switch up there and turn it on again. So what happens is that if any of these full resource canisters here becomes empty again, the ones that are green on top, they will basically send up a signal and tell the farm to turn back on again. Now for canisters that are not filled up yet, that will most likely not be a problem, since you can just empty them. And yeah, that's basically it. There will be no tutorial, but I might send a world download in my Discord server if people actually want to see this madness. There is no like reason for there is no reason to even make a tutorial due to the size. But yeah, that's it for the day. If you think I didn't go far enough in, if you don't think I explained it well enough, then leave it in the comments. Goodbye.